Hi, it's Greg here with MaritimeGardening.com, and I thought I'd show you a new design that I came up with for a small, collapsible, really inexpensive to build microclimate to put over the garden. So people talk about hoop houses and row tunnels and all this sort of stuff, right? And in my garden, I use these relatively inexpensive hoop houses all the time, right? These are roughly 4x8 in dimension, and they fit nicely over my 4x8 and 4x10 beds. I had this one over these tomatoes. So right now the temperature is in double digits at night. I'm talking Celsius here. So I'm not worried about these tomatoes getting frost damage, so I don't need it anymore. But for a lot of crops, I plant a row down the middle of the tender crop, and I build them up a trellis. And then on either side I have a tough crop. Like here I've got cucumber down the middle, and then I've got parsley over here, and I got you can see it growing right here, dill, okay, on this side, right, because dill goes good with cucumbers. For these, I've come up with a new idea for a collapsible, almost like a triangle pup tent, collapsible pup tent. It's not a dome, but you use it like a dome. You see I got a plank leaned over it, because I made them a bit steep, so strong winds will knock them over, but with a bit of weight on top, they tend to stay put. Okay, so all I've done, a really simple design, and you can make one of these out of a 1x3 if you cut it in the right dimensions, right? So, or you might need a 1x10. Right, these ones are about 40 inches long on this piece, and then 20, I think about 20 inches out of this piece. Okay, so all I've done is at the very top, I used a piece of rubber, this old inner tube, like a hinge, just stapled on. Stapled here and stapled there. And then on either side, I staple on 6mm poly, right, for housings, vapor barrier for housing. Okay, I attach these by using these metal plates, right? I can't remember what they're called. I'll put the name up on the screen if I can figure out what they're called. I went to the hardware store and I said, get me those metal plate thingies that you use for making roof trusses. You use for connecting 2x4s to make roof trusses, and the guy knew what I meant. So these are relatively inexpensive, and you can also buy a big one and cut it into pieces. There's lots of ways to join these together. You know, if you're really clever, you could use what are they called? Dove joints. Dovetail joints. Yeah, if you're really into carpentry, you could use dovetail joints. Anyway, on the end, all I've done, and this is what makes them collapsible, is, right, I got a piece of poly cut into a triangle and just stapled on with a little space at the top for air to get out, right? That way it won't overheat, right? As you can see, it works really well. These cucumbers, these were planted when we were still getting cold temperatures, and also I actually have these over these beans, which are doing great, right? They've been in the ground for almost 3 weeks now. So there was nights where it got down to 2 Celsius, and they did fine under that dome, right? So if you look at this, you can see how it's collapsible. See, the problem with those big domes, they're great, but you gotta have a place to store them. I got lots of land, I got lots of space, but not everyone does. Also, they're heavy, right? I'm in good shape and I'm pretty strong, but you know, they're not super heavy, but they're, I don't know, 30 pounds, 40 pounds, 25 pounds, and they're awkward. I could see a person who's not a big, strong person might have difficulty manipulating them. These are very light, right? It's just basically a couple 1x3s, right? And they collapse for easy storage, right? So they're easy to put away. So yeah, if you're looking to make a very cheap, just, you know, collapsible microclimate that's, you know, doesn't take up a lot of storage space, I might try making one of these this year or next year. They're might take, I think the first one took me about 30 minutes to throw together, but I was just working through the concept of it. but the second one only took me about 15 minutes. So you can make one really easily, cheaply, quickly, just using, you know, hammer, staple gun. Not a lot of gear, right? And it's probably a dozen different ways you could assemble one of these using, and there's probably lots of different materials. You don't have to do it the way I've done. This is just the principle, right? Where you've just got this folding plastic at the end, so it collapses, right? Pretty low tech. So just one more way to trap heat. If you're working in a climate where, you know, heat is a problem, you can never seem to get enough of it consistently enough, maybe give one of these a try. I hope you found this interesting. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, and until next time, get out there, get at it, have fun in your garden. Thanks for watching. Hey, if you want to help support everything I'm doing here, go to Vessies.com to buy whatever you need for your garden this year. And use my coupon code GAVS23 to get free shipping as long as there's a pack of seeds in the order and there's no oversized items in the order. Check out the description box of this video for details. You can buy everything you need from Vessies. They have seeds, fruit bushes and trees, soil amendments, pest solutions, tools, clothing, and lots of other stuff too. So yeah, if you want to help support everything I'm doing here and they sell something you need, buy it from them using my coupon code, and happy gardening.